Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Tri-Deltas in the TV Room. I'm Mindy Tucker, I'm Tri-Delta CEO, and I'm really happy to be back here with you. I feel like it's been a while since we have been together, and sitting down with these ladies and talking all things Tri-Delta and other things is really one of my favorite things, so I'm glad to be back. If you're new to our podcast, welcome. Here's what to expect. This is where we dive into current events, trending topics, pop culture, which I will likely know nothing about as the older person in the room, and we look at all of it through the lens of Tri-Delta sisterhood and our shared experiences. It's sort of real talk with a Tri-Delta twist. It's very fun. If you've been with us before, welcome back. If you're new with us, we're so glad to see you as well. As always, I am joined by these three lovely women, some of my favorite Tri-Delta sisters and teammates here at our executive office staff, Avery Hill, Lexi Leggs, and Meredith Davies. And we're going to dive into our topics. Okay, do we want to do quick introductions here of everybody, just in case we have some new listeners out here? Who are we? Why are we here? That kind of thing. I'm, as I said, Mindy Tucker, Tri-Delta CEO from our chapter at Southern Methodist University, and I'll pass it off to Avery.
Hi, everyone. My name is Avery Hill. I am our Housing Development Manager, and I am a Tri-Delta from the University of Mississippi. Hotty toddy.
All right, Meredith.
Hi, everyone. Meredith Davies. I joined Tri-Delta at Rhodes College, and I now serve Tri-Delta as Brand Support Manager Partnerships. Stepped into a new role this August. Really excited to be here.
Terrific.
Hi, everybody. Yes, Lexi Leggs joining you all here from Dallas, Texas. I'm a Tri-Delta from Millikin University, and my new title is the Chapter Success Manager for Operations.
Love it. We've had some shifting around since this group's been together last. Meredith and Lexi both have new roles as we've aligned our executive office staff to be able to execute against our strategic plan in a more effective way. So congratulations to you two on your new roles. That's very exciting. All right, we're going to do hot topics today. I'm excited about the hot topics. I've seen the list. I'm ready to jump in. I'm going to go first. I am really interested. I love sociology. So anytime somebody looks at the world and what's going on and then steps into it in a really unique and innovative way. So I'm looking at Nike's new campaign around their long time Just Do It campaign, which is basically just do it. What if you don't do it anyway? And it's stepping into this space where they know that this next generation coming up is so anxious, so much anxiety. We see it in our data. We know that the women entering college today come in with a high level of anxiety, and just all of the mental challenges that causes. And I love Nike sort of stepping into this and saying, we know you're scared. We know you're anxious. We know you're thinking, but what if I'm not able to? What if I'm not successful? And then telling them to do it anyway. And it's one of those lessons I've learned in life, I think, around the journey being more important than the destination. Oftentimes getting there, it's not really where you're going. It's about getting there, and it's about what you learn on the way. And I think this dovetails with that nicely, because it's really not about, am I going to win or am I not? Am I going to be the best? Am I not? It doesn't matter. Just do it. Just have the journey, have the experience. I don't know if you guys have seen the ad, if you have thoughts on it.
I have a lot of thoughts on this. On my vision board, on my desktop wallpaper, it says, do it scared. I can be a nervous person. I can be an overthinker. You all know this about me. But I always like to remind myself, to not live with what ifs. And a lot of times that means doing something scared and doing it anyway. And so I'm a big fan, and I definitely resonate with the way they're saying this now. And I've always loved Just Do It, but this, I'm like, oh, maybe I needed that when I was a 13-year-old athlete trying to figure out how to compete and not be scared.
Mm-hmm.
As a non-athlete, I still resonate with it. I really appreciate that reminder to find your intrinsic motivation, I think, is also what that why kind of reminds me of. And I know when talking about generational norms, that really resonates with this generation. So, I mean, a big win for Nike to be right ahead of their curve and right there meeting them and reminding them of, like you said, it's not just important of that result, but how are you getting that there and the why behind it and what motivates you. I love that. So I can resonate with it, even if I'm not that athletic. It's okay.
Yeah, I definitely think knowing your purpose behind something is important, and that can help you face those fears. Like your purpose and why you're doing it might just be to do something uncomfortable. Mindy, as you mentioned the anxiety thing, it made me think of the comfort seekers. That is one of those personas that we see in this new generation of college women. There is this group of comfort seekers. Not saying it's a bad thing, but it's probably easier for them to not do it. But when you are able to find that purpose and dive into that, you're able to say, okay, this is why I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it anyway.
I think that goes back to recruitment. Like how many things you think about as a P&M. What if it doesn't work? What if I don't get what I want? What if you do? What if you just tried? What if you went for it anyway? I think maybe that is a great thing that we can share with comfort seekers and with any woman thinking about going through recruitment, or even our members as they look into leadership roles, as they recruit. Some people don't like to recruit. Do it anyway. Do it scared. What's the best that could happen instead of the worst?
I think this is where our founders sort of had it right on the perfect confidence language. Just have perfect confidence in yourself. Step forward and do it anyway. You may fail. It's okay. But just the act of you believing in yourself for a minute, and how empowering that can be. So, yeah, I love it. I'm a fan. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. So,
I saw it on TV after we were going over this and we had gotten our topics for this episode. I saw it on TV. I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm supposed to be talking about next week. Yeah.
there you go.
I love that.
Feed it out in the wild. All right. Meredith, take us somewhere fun here.
Yes, of course. We have to talk about Summer I Turned Pretty. The finale came out Wednesday morning. I did watch it before work to be
No
spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Should I
No
preface
spoilers.
this with I've never seen any of this before. This is all going to be new to me. So
When you need to have like a brain rot weekend, just watch the whole show. That's what I've been telling people because it would be such a gift to start it again and not have to wait a week for every episode.
I love
But
discovering shows that way.
How long has it been out? I didn't know there were 3 seasons, and I thought it was on Netflix. So I was all over the place last night trying to find it. But
I think it started in summer of 2022. And I think there was maybe one summer when there wasn't a season. But
Okay.
I'm obsessed. I did not watch the first 2 seasons when they aired. Watched them all last summer over the course of 3 days and became completely obsessed. But Whitney Gillian, Tridelta's director of alumni growth, and we both watch it every Wednesday morning before work. And it's the first thing we do in the morning is talk about this show. And Whitney is a little bit older than I am. I am definitely not a teen who these books were written for or this show was written for. But we feel really connected to it. And I was just thinking about that recently, like why do all these women with children or who are married or just living a different stage of life than the characters in the show are living? Like, why do we care so much? And we've thought a lot about like what brings us together. And I think a lot of us see ourselves in this young woman, Isabel Belly. She is a scrappy young woman who's trying to figure out how to be a good friend, how to fall in love as a teenager, what first love feels like, what heartbreak feels like, and it really just takes you back to that time in your life. And Avery, a while ago, we were talking about reading the books because these books were out when we were tweens and teens.
Yes. Okay. So I just actually, because I've run out of other things to watch on streaming services, just started Summer I Turned Pretty last week before knowing that we were going to talk about this. So I'm very thankful that I did. But when I was in middle school, I was not a reader. I still, if you know me, reading is on my New Year's resolutions list every year. I'm like a one book every 4 months kind of person. When I was in middle school, my best friend and I would stay in the same place for like weeks at a time. We would have multiple night slumber parties, and she would read me these books before we would go to bed. So I wouldn't read them. She would read them out loud to me and I would listen to them. And then when the show was coming out, I think I was visiting her. She had gone to grad school in Virginia, which this timing makes sense based on what you said, Meredith. She was like, oh my gosh, Avery, we have to watch the show. And I don't think I was as prepared for it because she was the one who was actually reading them to me. I think I did end up reading the third book by myself, but it really is bringing back these like middle school feelings that I had when we had this like shared time together. Not only were we reading this as friends, but then also, like you said, Meredith, like experiencing all that stuff. It is a brain rot, but in a very sweet way. And I love Belly's character. I did laugh at Lexi. You've seen this now that you've seen episode 1. Belly's mom described her as a feral cat in one of the first episodes, and I was watching it with Greg, and I was like, if my mother ever in an endearing way called me a feral cat, I think I would run out of the room. Like, you've got to be kidding me. But I'm only on episode 7 of season 1, but I'm loving it. It's great.
That comes up again later on. And it is a positive thing. And I think we could all be
Interesting.
feral cats sometimes. I think I am sometimes a feral cat. But like I even think about my mom. Like I'm trying to get her. She watched season 1, trying to get her back in to watch the rest of the show. My mom watched all my shows with me growing up. And I'm like, I think that I'll probably be this kind of mom. I think that I will still, and like it won't be just because I feel like I need to watch what my children are watching so that I can keep an eye on them. I think I'm still gonna feel like a girl in my heart. I think I'm still gonna care about those same things, and
It's
I think
not even
that
just girls. The number of shows I get hooked into with my kids, especially when they were younger and they watched Disney and that kind of thing, they would be like, "Are you watching this or are we watching this?" And they're boys, so it's not just girls. I think there's something endearing about the teenage years and the memories we have of them. And what you don't remember the hard parts. I think you looking back, you just remember your friends and the weights of life that you didn't have back then, and it's a special time. So I'm in. Now I'm gonna have to watch it. So
we have to. I think all of our chapters, probably every single one, is having a watch party every single week for these episodes coming out. And I mean, the connections that that our members have made just watching this show and spending that time together, that shared love of something, kind of silly, but really, really sweet, it warms my heart.
You know what I like about that? That's also interesting, and I don't think I realized this until you said it, that they are releasing these 1 week at a time, like back in the day. This is not a binge. I mean, I can binge season 1 now because I'm so behind, but it creates that community experience as well. Like you can watch this with your friends because it's all happening at the same time. Not like, oh, I'm on a Saturday all by myself doing the whole season. Even though that's what I'm doing. That's not what hopefully people who are up to date are up to date. And that's sweet that they like just to have that time together. I'm thinking of me and my friend reading the books together. If only I stayed with her and watched it on Wednesdays. But having that shared experience with your friends.
Yeah, with your sisters. I remember it kind of reminds me of like the couch nights with the Bachelorette. That was always our thing in our chapter, and everybody would sit out on the couch. And that was like, we talk about big R ritual and little R ritual. That was our little R ritual, was couch nights with the Bachelorette. So I imagine Summer I Turn Pretty is probably very popular at Delta Epsilon.
I love that. All right, I'm in. It's on the list now. So any other hot topics for us?
On the topic of documentaries, has anybody seen the Unknown Number documentary? Have you all seen that or heard of it? On Netflix. It's the catfish one.
No.
Okay, so Meredith can't give any spoilers.
I'm kind of scared too.
It's slightly it's abrupt. Yes.
With the mom.
Yes.
Yeah. I did see it. Don't watch it. It's like
once you find out the answer, then after I saw the answer, I turned it off. But if you have not seen it, talk about a plot twist. I feel like that has been the talk of the social media and just everywhere has been that documentary. But yeah, I agree. It's kind of a hard watch. Once you get the answer, that's all. It's interesting.
Icky.
It's a ton.
Yeah. Everyone just be more careful on the internet. Everybody, older people, younger people, we're all being lied to on the internet. We all just need to be a little bit more careful.
Well, get this. I get a call from my grandmother last night who said, she's like, I tried to call you, your sister, and your mom. I've gotten 10 calls today from unknown numbers, and I finally answered, and I was talking to this person, and I was like, do not answer those. She goes, yeah, I finally saw it said spam risk. I'm like, do not answer a spam risk call, but they're out. People are out to get, it's easy. It's easy to answer that. When you're curious,
Yeah.
it's hard.
And sometimes they'll use your same area code. So then you're like, oh, is this someone who I have their number and don't have anymore? Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be misleading.
Be careful.
I think I'm up to probably 20 spam calls a day that come in. I just hit, I don't answer them. It says spam, but somehow everybody's got my number.
Oh.
There's an app. I was telling my grandmother, apparently there's an app you can get that will silence all of them. If it, you know how your phone tells you spam risk or whatever. There's an app, I think, that censors. So if it sees that that'll come up, it will silence that phone call, which I'm about, when I see my grandmother this weekend, I'm going to download it on her phone to make sure she doesn't answer anymore.
Please do.
All right. Well, now I'm going to have to look that up.
It's important.
All right, so Lexi has us totally disturbed. Any other hot takes? No. All right. I think we're easing into the school year here. So, what else I wanted to hear from everybody about was their favorite, most recent Tri-Delta moment. I feel like we all have them on the staff in really unique and different ways sometimes, and sometimes they're personal to just our experience as a Tri-Delta, but sometimes they come from work, and I think we get these vantage points to these special moments sometimes that not everybody gets. So I wanted to do a little round robin on what is your favorite, most recent Tri-Delta moment? Who wants to go first?
I can go.
Oh, go Avery.
Oh, mine's the least recent, I think, out of all of us. It was in August. But as I mentioned at the beginning, I am the housing development manager, which is a really fancy way to say that I work on our housing campaigns. So right now we are under construction at Texas A&M. They don't have a house. It is being built as we speak. I'm excited. I get to go actually in a few weeks. That might be my new favorite memory on October 3rd. But I got to go for work week, and they recruited out of a tent, which was unconventional and very creative, and it ended up being great. But it was so fun to work with this group that had great attitudes about it overall. I think there are, some bumps in the road when the air conditioning goes out in Texas in the summer. That's tough, but they made it look lovely. I keep telling people, don't think of a camping tent, think of a wedding tent. It was glam. There were
Tell the story about what they did with the house, with the front.
Yes, this is so great. So where we are in our construction phase, we actually have the exterior rendering. So working with our housing team, Betsy Graham helped immensely with this. And our production company, we were able to print out a gigantic canvas. I don't even know what material.
Chip and Joanna reveal is what it's called, that size.
Yes, of the exterior rendering to put on the house. So it at least gave that feel when new members were walking in of this is what you will be entering into next fall. I just think that they did a great job with the whole thing, making it as cozy and making it like there's so much sisterhood. The chants were still happening. The one-on-one conversations were happening. Bumping was still happening. It was so fun to watch them practice. I was only there for work week, not recruitment, but it was great to work with them and work the kinks out. And they had a successful recruitment. So it was great.
There'll be a picture in the upcoming Trident. So hopefully you've all our listeners have paid their dues and are getting their Trident on the regular. But there'll be a cool picture of that in the Trident coming up this fall. So, all right, Lexi, Meredith.
I can go. Mine is kind of two. Well, since we mentioned we've switched roles, and part of my role responsibilities is supervising our team of CDCs. Meredith and I both served as consultants fresh out of college, so it's kind of interesting being able to step into the role of supervising them. They went through a long month of training and hit the road about 4 weeks ago, but I think that was a really exciting moment for me because just seeing them during training with all of the questions that they had and just the knowledge that they were trying to receive from everybody to now developing that confidence week after week in our one-on-ones, checking in and hearing them solving problems and developing chapters and all of those good things. It's really cool to see. It kind of is just as fulfilling as being a teacher again. So I really love that. And then my other one is I learned and was pleasantly surprised to learn that I won the AFA award. It is the Gail Webb New Professional Award. They award it to one campus professional and one headquarters professional. So my colleagues and sisters on staff here coordinated together and nominated me for the award. And then I found out that Gail Webb is actually Tri-Delta. So that made it even more exciting to know it was named after Tri-Delta. Now I'll get to accept it. I really do love the work that I do. So this really was just kind of like a bonus, but it was very surprising. Honestly, I got on the call and they were like, "You won an award." And I was like, "Me?" So good times. But yeah, I'd say those have been my things.
Can you share with our listeners what AFA is?
Yes,
There's all
AFA.
these acronyms here, and
Right. And I am probably going to mess it up. The Association for Fraternity and Sorority Advisors.
Yeah.
But it's a conference for both campus-based professionals and headquarters professionals that work in the industry. So they typically have a big annual meeting in December of every year. Folks from all over the country, probably all over the continent, if I'm imagining, come in to just collaborate and learn ways to advance the industry, idea share, crowdsource. It's a really cool experience. So I'd gone once as a professional a couple of years ago. I didn't get a chance to go last year, but I'm going back this year to accept the award and then to collaborate with colleagues and hopefully learn some new things that we can bring back to help Tri-Delta too.
I love it. Well, congratulations. Well deserved for sure. All right, Meredith. Speaking of awards,
Yes, we also, Tri-Delta also received an award for our work on Young Alumni Giving from the Foundation for Fraternal Excellence, similar to AFA, but the foundation version. We worked on a submission prior to our staff transition. I was really excited about it. I'm excited about Young Alumni Giving in general. The last 3 years working on Young Alumni Giving, getting that to where it is now, has just been the most amazing work I could have done as a young professional, to work with women my own age, bring them into Tri-Delta in unique ways, get them plugged back in so that they feel compelled to give to the foundation. I love doing it. Avery and I have been working on this together for years, so this was really, really a sweet thing for us. And I've been working on something else at home that day, like out running around. We were sending little PR boxes to Arizona for recruitment, and I get a random FaceTime from Avery at like 6:30. I look like a mess, and she's holding the award, and it was really, really special thing for us. If you don't know, our Young Alumni and Collegiate Giving has grown exponentially. 300% or more. I was trying to pull these stats up and I didn't have them pulled up in the last 3 years. And, we submitted for this award, the foundation did, but really this award belongs to the women who helped make this possible and give to the foundation. I know that sounds cheesy, but it truly wouldn't have been possible without you. So thank you. We're so grateful and hope you continue to give.
thank you for all the work you put into it. It really, I think, has made a difference in bringing younger women into just knowing what our foundation does and how powerful it is. And I wanted to let you do a plug really quick for the Friendship Society, what it is, and where people who are listening might go to check it out.
Yeah, I would love to. The Friendship Society is our Young Alumni Giving Society for members who are 33 and younger. The gifts to the Friendship Society start at a very, I think, I think it feels like a pretty easy monthly amount at $11 a month, which is $133 a year. And those giving levels are designed to grow with you as you advance in your career in your 20s and early 30s. So that's that first level, the blue level. The silver level, you're giving $19 a month, and the gold level, you're giving $33 a month, which is right around $400 a year. So that really just grows as you're able to give more. TriDelta wants to be there for you and support you in your philanthropic journey, and all of the money that you're giving through the Friendship Society is supporting the work of TriDelta's Foundation to provide scholarships, emergency financial assistance, and our transformational, life-changing programs for our members. And your support really is making a difference as we work to support our members in every possible way. As college becomes more and more expensive, our members have crazy things happen to them in their lives somewhere along the way. We want to be there for them whenever that happens, wherever they are in life. And our donors are making that a reality. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, very happy for the award. Congratulations to you. I'm really bummed you weren't there to get it in person. Thanks to Avery for, modern technology helps us be in a lot of places. So I love that. Well, for me, I had the opportunity to be with our executive board last weekend, and we did our board meeting in Berkeley, California, and went to visit our chapter there. And it was made a little bit more special because we've recently been through a leadership transition in TriDelta. And our past president, Elizabeth DiMartino, has joined the staff, which we're all really excited about. She's our new chief engagement officer. So all things fraternity, membership, engagement will be under her purview. And I think she's going to bring great vision and excitement to that. But that required us to look at our bylaws and see how do we replace a fraternity president. And the LCSC, which is the Leadership Cultivation and Selection Committee, helped us do that. And Libby Leffler Hoagland, who went to Berkeley, was in our chapter there, is our new fraternity president. And so it was really fun last weekend to be there with a brand new fraternity president from their chapter. The women were so excited. They made her a sign. It was so cute. They were just so proud to have somebody from their chapter be in that position. But I also got to watch Elizabeth hand the president's badge to Libby, sort of the passing, it's that ritual of passing the baton, passing the gavel, but literally handing the badge. The president has a special badge in TriDelta, and it was a really special moment, and just nice to be there and watch the continuity of leadership. We have so many amazing leaders in TriDelta, and the process for selecting them, is so careful and thoughtful, and the people that do that really take it seriously. And it was just nice to see that continuity and have that be such a happy moment, especially for Libby at her chapter, to be able to celebrate with them. So it was pretty fun. Going to a chapter anytime is really fun. Also, just being with our collegiate women. So.
Agreed.
Avery, are you talking? We can't hear you.
Hello.
Oh, we've got sound problems. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Try again.
never mind.
Oh, you're back.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
I want to plug, if y'all receive, hopefully everybody received this September Let's Talk TriDelta email. The past president's panel from VLC brought me, I'm so thankful I got to watch it in person. It truly brought me to tears talking about leadership. It is, first of all, it shows you kind of the history of TriDelta in a way. I was thinking about, they were talking, Jackie Clark was talking about starting the body image program, like the very early stages of that. And I think it was Sarah Lindsay who was talking about the first few days with the St. Jude partnership, like and I hope I got those people right, but you really get to hear like how our collegians are affected now by these decisions that these leaders made so long ago. And it was just such a cool, eye-opening, like jaw-dropping. I don't have all the words for it because it was incredible, but it's on YouTube now. I sent it to my friends yesterday. I just loved it, and I started watching it again because I thought it was so good.
Yes, that was definitely one of my favorite panels that I've experienced at a TriDelta event, just to see that much history, but also humility. Like the amount of they were like, yeah, at the time, like this was a monumental change, but I was just doing what I thought I was doing for the fraternity. And it was just so, again, yeah, I echo everything that you said, Avery. I love that panel. So I will be watching it again on YouTube.
Yeah, incredible women. My favorite moment of that was Eve Riley saying, Tri Delta's values, I didn't know it at the time when I pledged, but I know now, Tri Delta's values are all you need in life. Like, they will get you through it. And I thought, what a moment. I just want to cut that little 60-second piece and share it with the world. Just such great wisdom and fun. They're such amazing women. We're really lucky to have them.
Yeah, we were just going back and forth between laughing and crying for like a whole hour. It was just a roller coaster. And I mean, they're such wonderful, treasured members of our organization. And Avery and I have been so fortunate to work with Jackie Clark on the foundation staff, and speaking to her before and then speaking to her after, I felt different. First, I was just talking to Miss Jackie, and then I was talking to like this famous Tri Delta icon, like just 1 hour later. But I think that will be something I treasure forever. Being in that room with so many past leaders, it was, definitely one of the greatest Tri Delta memories ever.
We'll make sure to put a link in the notes for this podcast so people can click on that and enjoy all of that just like we were able to. So, well, I think that does it for this month or this week or however often we're going to do these. For this episode. Thanks to these three for always being game for a fun conversation and their sweet Tri Delta hearts. I appreciate each of you. And thanks to all of you for joining us today. We're so glad that you came to see us. Day of Giving is coming up. Woohoo! Meredith just talked about the power and the impact that Tri Delta's Foundation has. September now, but November 11th is Tri Delta's Day of Giving. We hope you'll mark that day in your calendar and make sure to head to our website or find us on social media that day to make a donation to Tri Delta's Foundation. There is a little bit of a competition around chapters and who raises the most money. And I may or may not be part of the chapter that does win that every so often. A little bit of gloating here. Last year we got knocked off our top spot, but we plan to come back strong this year. So show up for your chapter that day and make a donation to the foundation. We're also heading into Founders Day. So I hope everybody will go to Tri Delta's website or their local alumni chapter and find out when the Founders Day event is happening near you. It's our 137th Founders Day, 137 years that this amazing organization has been around since Sarah and Eleanor and our friends got together in Boston and made this a thing that we all now share. So make sure to check out where you can go to celebrate with your sisters for Founders Day. We hope you will like, subscribe, and rate our podcast. We have 3 stars in our crescent, but we love those 5-star ratings, so bring them on. Thanks for joining us today, and until next time, Delta Love.